Hey, Kid Centricity folks. Philip Rosenberg here, lighting designer for Wimpy Kid. So thank you for all of your amazing responses to my questions. I've had a chance to listen and look through all of them. And so here's what I have to say to you guys. So first of all, I had asked you about um, lighting the show in just black and white or color. And basically, everybody said that doing it in black and white would be a bad idea. Some people said it would be really boring if we did it in black and white. And some people said it would be lame if we did it in black and white. So we're not going to do it in black and white. We'll use some color. But there were a couple great ideas, which I thought were very interesting. There was one person that thought maybe black and white could be used in the beginning of the show, just because because the book is black and white, and it would be very sort of representative of what the source material is. And then somebody else suggested that maybe the show has a black and white look when we are inside Greg's head, like when he's doing some of his narration. So those I thought were really, really interesting ideas. So as far as color goes, you guys did a great job of linking color to emotion. And everybody really had generally the same thoughts about what colors equaled what emotions. And so for sure, I'm going to want to use that in my design. So generally speaking, most people thought that warm tones were indications of happiness or love or safety. And then cool tones were more about like sad or lonely or scary. And specifically, people thought that red was anger and green was scary and purple was scary. Yellow was happy and feelings of relief and safety. But it was also interesting to me how some people said green was scary, some people said green was jealousy, and also some people said that the cheese from the cheese touch should be lit with green. So it's interesting to see like how one color can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So I'm going to have to interpret that when I get to the theater and start working on my lighting design. Um, it was also, you guys really picked up on the time of day stuff. Because of the world that we live in. Daytime is always warm and yellow, warm tones. You guys all said that, and you thought that nighttime was all cool, purples, blues. Another thing that's sort of interesting for interpretation, though, is when you go outside at night and you look at the moon is actually really, really white. Um, it's not necessarily blue. And so a lot of people, like a lot of nighttime scenes in movies and in plays and musicals, are lit with dark blue to indicate nighttime. But when in fact, in reality, it's nighttime is sort of dark with some like very sort of cool whitish light. So again, that's something else that I'm going to have to interpret when I get into the theater to see like just how blue should I make the nighttime scenes? Or should they seem more realistic and be lit with like really cool tones? So the other thing that was really good that came out of this was some of you talked about angle of light and how angle can indicate different things. And more specifically, somebody thought that side light was really scary. And one of the reasons I think that's probably true is that because when you light something from the side and not from any other angle, you're only seeing part of the object. And so if you're lighting a person from the side, they can sort of look scary because you're not seeing the whole person or you're not seeing the whole shape. Someone else suggested that we use really low angle light to make big shadows. And that's interesting because shadows, like a giant shadow could be scary, or it could also be funny, or it could also just make the actual figure look really small in front of the big shadow. So it's interesting how you guys have really incorporated all the different properties of lighting into the story we're trying to tell, using color and angle and intensity. Some of you guys talked about the brightness of light or the dimness of light. So it was all really, really, really good information. And now I'm going to put together my design in the next few weeks. And I can't wait for you guys to see the show and see some of your ideas on stage. And maybe I'll even get some feedback from you whether you thought the lighting met all of your expectations. All right. So thanks again for all your input, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.